Dublin, Ireland, a place where dreams are forged in the fires of struggle. Here, Conor McGregor wasn't born a champion, he was sculpted by it. From a plumbing apprentice to a captivating trash-talking fighter, Conor McGregor's journey is a testament to unwavering self-belief.
When I knock people out, they don't move. Who the is that guy? Who the is that?
We'll explore his meteoric rise in the UFC, his foray into business ventures like Proper No. 12 Whiskey, and his much-anticipated return to the octagon. Conor Anthony McGregor was born in Dublin, Ireland. He was raised in Crumlin, where he played football for Lord's Celtic Football Club. At the age of 12, he also began boxing at Crumlin Boxing Club as a way to defend himself against bullies and raise his confidence. In 2006, McGregor moved with his family to Lucan, Dublin. Following that, he commenced a plumbing apprenticeship. While in Lucan, he met future UFC fighter Tom Egan, and they soon started training mixed martial arts together. On February 17, 2007, at the age of 18, McGregor made his mixed martial arts debut in an amateur fight against Kieran Campbell for the Irish Ring of Truth promotion in Dublin. He won via TKO in the first round. Following the fight, he turned professional and was signed by the Irish Cage of Truth promotion. In 2008, McGregor began training at the Straight Blast Gym in Dublin under John Kavanagh. On March 9, 2008, McGregor had his first professional MMA bout as a lightweight, defeating Gary Morris with a second-round TKO. After McGregor won his second fight against Mo Taylor, he made his featherweight debut in a loss via knee bar against submission specialist Artemij Santenkov. After a victory of featherweight in his next bout against Stephen Bailey, McGregor contemplated a different career path before his mother contacted coach John Kavanagh and reinvigorated him to continue pursuing mixed martial arts. McGregor then won his next fight, also a featherweight against Conor Dillon, before moving back to lightweight for a fight against Joseph Duffy, in which he received his second professional loss after submitting to an arm triangle choke. Following this, during 2011 and 2012, McGregor went on an 8-fight winning streak, during which he won both the CWFC featherweight and lightweight championships, making him the first European professional mixed martial artist to hold titles in 2 divisions simultaneously.
Conor McGregor!
In February 2013, UFC President Dana White made a trip to Dublin, Ireland to receive a gold medal of honorary patronage from Trinity College and was inundated with requests to sign McGregor to the UFC. After a meeting with McGregor and talking with UFC CEO Lorenzo Fertitta, White offered him a contract days later. In joining, he became only the second fighter from Ireland to compete for the company, following team member Tom Egan. On April 6, 2013, McGregor made his UFC debut against Marcus Brimage. He won the fight by knockout in round 1. The win also earned McGregor his first Knockout of the Night award.
Was the game plan to stand up with Marcus?
I didn't really have a game plan. It's wherever I went.
McGregor was expected to face Andy Ogle on August 17, 2013 at UFC Fight Night 26, but Ogle pulled out of the bout, citing an injury, and was replaced by eventual UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway. McGregor won the fight by unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26. Following the bout with Holloway, an MRI scan revealed that McGregor had torn his ACL during the bout and would require surgery, keeping him out of action for up to 10 months. McGregor was expected to face Cole Miller on July 19, 2014 at UFC Fight Night 46 in his comeback bout after recovering from his ACL injury. However, Miller pulled out of the bout, citing a thumb injury, and was replaced by Diego Brandao. McGregor fought Brandao in front of a loud, rowdy crowd of 9,500 at the O2 in his hometown of Dublin, Ireland. The fight was officially halted by referee Leon Roberts at 4:05 of the first round. The win earned McGregor his first Performance of the Night award. Prior to his next bout, McGregor met with Lorenzo Fertitta and signed a new multi-fight contract with the UFC. McGregor next faced Dustin Poirier on September 27, 2014 at UFC 178. Despite McGregor landing only 9 significant strikes to Poirier's 10, he managed to secure a victory early on in the first round by pressuring Poirier onto his back foot before exploding with the left hook behind Poirier's ear, forcing referee Herb Dean to step in to end the fight. The finish officially came at 146 into the first round. This marked Poirier's first UFC loss via KO/TKO and earned McGregor his second straight Performance of the Night award.
I said I'd knock him out in the first round, and I knocked him out in the first round. You can call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
McGregor faced Dennis Seaver on January 18, 2015 at UFC Fight Night 59. He won the fight via TKO in the second round. The victory also earned McGregor his third straight Performance of the Night award. The highly anticipated bout with Aldo was announced on January 30, 2015 at the UFC 183 Q&A. McGregor declared that he was expected to face Aldo on July 11, 2015 at UFC 189 for the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship during the UFC's annual International Fight Week. The fight took place at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. The UFC, confident that the fight would exceed expectations, increased the promotional budget for the event, with company president Dana White stating that the UFC spent more money promoting Aldo McGregor than any fight in UFC history. The fight against Aldo was announced on January 30, 2015 at the UFC 183, and both McGregor and Aldo embarked on a 12-day world tour during which 8 cities in 5 countries were visited, including Aldo's home country of Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and McGregor's hometown of Dublin. The tour began in Rio de Janeiro on March 20th and completed in Dublin on March 31st. However, on June 23rd, it was reported that Aldo had suffered a rib fracture and had pulled out of the bout as a consequence. McGregor remained on the card and was rescheduled to face Chad Mendes for the interim featherweight championship. The official attendance for the event, 16,019, broke the record in Nevada, while the gate of $7.2 million broke the record for a mixed martial arts event in the United States. Prior to the fight, McGregor's entrance song, The Foggy Dew, was sung live by Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor. McGregor won the fight via TKO, winning the UFC Interim Featherweight Championship.
It's all over! Conor McGregor!
McGregor then took part in UFC's The Ultimate Fighter, in which he coached against Uriah Faber. Faber's team member Ryan Hall ended up winning the competition. On August 10th, it was announced that the event would take place on December 12th, and McGregor would face Jose Aldo for the UFC Featherweight Championship. At the weigh-ins, both McGregor and Aldo achieved the weight limit of 145 pounds. McGregor knocked out Aldo 13 seconds into the first round with a left hook, ending his 7-year-long WEC and UFC title reign and 18-fight win streak to claim the title, earning the Performance of the Night bonus as well. This finish marked the fastest knockout in a title bout in UFC history.
Relaxed and smiling. Oh! He slipped him!
McGregor faced the Ultimate Fighter Season 5 winner and former UFC Lightweight Championship challenger Nate Diaz on March 5, 2016 at UFC 196 in a welterweight bout. On February 24, 2016, a press conference was held to help promote the new main event, with both men trading insults. At the Thursday pre-fight press conference on March 3rd, McGregor and Diaz engaged in a brief scuffle during a face-off after McGregor landed a strike on Diaz's hand. The fight began with combination in the first round. Diaz returned fire with 2 consecutive hooks, one a slap, a signature of Nate and his brother, Nick Diaz, termed the Stockton slap. McGregor had success with his bodywork, but Diaz began to land combinations of his own. After a 1-2 punch from Diaz, McGregor attempted a double leg takedown, which Diaz defended by sprawling. Diaz then threatened a guillotine choke, which forced McGregor onto his back after stopping McGregor from scrambling, and Diaz secured the mount and secured a rear naked choke. McGregor tapped to the submission at 4:12 of the second round. Both competitors were awarded Fight of the Night bonuses, and McGregor received the highest disclosed purse of any fighter in the history of the company to that point at $1 million. McGregor was critical of his own performance while praising Diaz, saying,
I was inefficient with my energy, but I'm humble in victory or defeat, and I respect Nate, he came in.
A rematch with Diaz was scheduled for July 9th at UFC 200. However, on April 19th, the UFC announced that McGregor had been pulled from the event after failing to fulfill media obligations related to the fight. In turn, the fight with McGregor was rescheduled and took place the following month, contested again at welterweight at UFC 202. McGregor won the rematch via majority decision 48-47, 47-47, and 48-47. The bout was once again awarded Fight of the Night honors. The event broke the record previously held by UFC 100 for the highest-selling pay-per-view in UFC history with 1.65 million buys. On September 27th, it was officially announced that McGregor's next bout would be against Eddie Alvarez for the UFC Lightweight Championship on November 12th at UFC 205. After dropping Alvarez multiple times throughout the first round, McGregor landed a multi-punch combination to stop his opponent via technical knockout in the second round. This result marked the first time a competitor had held UFC championships in 2 different weight classes and also repeated McGregor's feat during his career at Cage Warriors. This win earned him the Performance of the Night, and it was widely considered one of McGregor's best performances inside the octagon.
He's done. He's done. It is all over. History has been made.
On November 26, due to his inactivity in the division, it was initially announced that McGregor had vacated the featherweight championship, therefore promoting Jose Aldo to undisputed champion. McGregor's coach, however, confirmed further reports which stated that McGregor had actually been stripped of the title. After winning the lightweight championship at UFC 205, McGregor announced he would take time off from the UFC to wait for the birth of his first child due in 2017. McGregor spent the majority of his public appearances in early 2017 campaigning for a boxing match with Floyd Mayweather Jr. After months of negotiations, the two finally came to terms on June 14, 2017, and announced the match to take place on August 26. The match ultimately ended in the 10th round with a victory by TKO for Mayweather. After the conclusion of UFC 223 on April 7th, McGregor was stripped of the UFC Lightweight Championship due to inactivity, and Khabib Nurmagomedov was crowned the undisputed champion after defeating Al Iaquinta at the event. McGregor would return to the octagon for the first time since November 2016 at UFC 229 to challenge the undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov for the UFC Lightweight Championship. This bout was considered one of the biggest contests in the history of the sport, and it was filled with pre-fight hype. Nurmagomedov submitted McGregor with a neck crank in the 4th round.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
On March 26, 2019, McGregor announced his retirement on social media. However, Dana White viewed this announcement as a ploy to secure an ownership stake in the company, with White later suggesting his retirement would not last and that he had been in regular contact with him and stated he would fight again in the future. McGregor had previously tweeted that he wanted a rematch with Khabib Nurmagomedov and that he would see him in the octagon. After over a year away from the octagon, McGregor faced Donald Cerrone in a welterweight bout on January 18, 2020 at UFC 246. He won the fight with technical knockout 40 seconds into the first round. This win earned him a Performance of the Night award. The win made McGregor the first UFC fighter to hold knockout finishes in the featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight divisions. On June 6, 2020, McGregor announced once more that he was retiring from fighting. Despite talks of retirement, McGregor was booked to face former UFC Lightweight Championship challenger Dustin Poirier in a rematch of their 2014 bout at UFC 257. He lost the fight via technical knockout in the second round, marking the first knockout loss in his career. McGregor was later handed a 6-month medical suspension after the knockout. McGregor faced Dustin Poirier for a third time on July 10, 2021 at UFC 264. McGregor lost the fight via technical knockout in round 1 after the ringside doctor stopped the bout. McGregor had a broken tibia, which rendered him unable to continue. After the layoff nursing his leg injury, McGregor coached the Ultimate Fighter 31 for the second time, with the opposing coach being Michael Chandler. Filming of the show started in February 2023 and aired on television from May to August. This led to McGregor being scheduled to fight in a welterweight bout against Chandler at UFC 303 on June 29, 2024. McGregor's journey in the UFC has been a financial triumph, driven by skill, charisma, and the ability to draw massive audiences. In 2015, McGregor fought Chad Mendes at UFC 189, earning around $580,000, including bonuses and the share of the pay-per-view revenue. His knockout victory against Jose Aldo at UFC 194 netted him approximately $590,000 plus a significant pay-per-view share. McGregor's rematch with Nate Diaz at UFC 202 saw him earning around $3 million as a base salary, with his total haul reportedly reaching up to $15 million thanks to pay-per-view sales. The highly anticipated bout against Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 229 guaranteed McGregor a $3 million base salary, but his total earnings soared to an estimated $50 million, factoring in pay-per-view shares. McGregor's most significant payday came from his venture into boxing. The 2017 bout against Floyd Mayweather was a spectacle. McGregor earned a guaranteed $30 million, but with pay-per-view and other bonuses, his total earnings exceeded $100 million. Outside the ring, McGregor's marketability brought in substantial income through sponsorships and endorsements. His endorsement deal with Reebok was worth $5 million annually. Deals with Monster Energy, Beats by Dre, and Anheuser-Busch, among others, added millions more to his bank account. Forbes estimated he made $158 million from endorsements alone in 2021. McGregor's entrepreneurial spirit shone through with the launch of his Irish whiskey brand, Proper No. 12. Since its 2018 launch, the brand quickly gained popularity. In 2021, McGregor sold a majority stake in Proper No. 12 to Proximo Spirits in a deal valued at up to $600 million, significantly boosting his net worth. McGregor has also ventured into the world of films and media. The 2017 documentary Conor McGregor Notorious chronicled his rise and added to his income, though specific figures are not widely reported. With minor roles in future potential projects in Hollywood, McGregor continues to diversify his earnings. Adding it all up, McGregor's estimated earnings break down as follows. UFC earnings, approximately $100 million. Boxing earnings, over $100 million. Overall net worth somewhere around $200 million as of 2024. The upcoming fight between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler has garnered significant attention. McGregor, a former UFC double champion, remains one of the sport's biggest draws, while Chandler is known for his explosive fighting style and impressive credentials. Conor McGregor's status as a warrior in the MMA world is unquestionable. His rise in the UFC was marked by stunning knockouts and charismatic persona. However, his recent performance has been mixed. Since 2018, he has had a series of high-profile losses, including 2 to Dustin Poirier. These defeats have raised questions about whether McGregor can return to his former glory. There is considerable speculation regarding McGregor's focus and priorities. His ventures outside the octagon, including a successful whiskey business and various endorsements, have made him incredibly wealthy. This financial success can sometimes diminish the hunger that drives an athlete to the top. Critics argue that McGregor's focus might have shifted from fighting to managing his business empire and enjoying the fruits of his success. His high-profile lifestyle and frequent public appearances also suggest that he might not be as dedicated to training as he once was. Michael Chandler is a formidable opponent. Known for his powerful striking and wrestling, Chandler presents a significant challenge to McGregor. If McGregor is not fully committed, Chandler could exploit any weaknesses. However, McGregor's unpredictable and explosive fighting style means he always has the potential to turn a fight in his favor, especially with his knockout power. As for the question of UFC ownership, McGregor has expressed interest in acquiring a stake in the organization. While it would be unprecedented for a fighter to gain such ownership, McGregor's influence and marketability make him a unique case. Dana White, UFC president, has not dismissed the idea outright, but it's clear that any ownership stake would involve complex negotiations and substantial investment. McGregor versus Chandler is set to be a pivotal fight for both athletes. For McGregor, it represents a chance to prove he still has the fire and skill to compete at the highest level. For Chandler, it's an opportunity to cement his status as a top contender. McGregor's commitment and preparation will be key factors in determining the outcome. Whether or not he secures an ownership stake in the UFC, his legacy as one of the sport's most iconic figures is already assured.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the f*** he wants.